스팀 게임 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다. 더 영어. 더 영어 한번 해보도록 할게요. 우와, 우와, 이 마우스가 여기도 있고, 이 마우스가 여기도 있고, 이 마우스가 여기도 있고, 이 마우스가 저기도 있죠. 우와, 신기하다. 우와.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
이 이야기는
Stanley worked for a
저
company in a big
영어
building where
사람의
he was
이야기예요.
employee number 427. Employee
여기
number
있어요.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room
굉장히
427
심플한
and he
방에
pushed buttons on
있어요.
the keyboard. Orders came to him through
뭘
a monitor
클릭을
on
하고
his desk,
있어요.
telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of
언제나
every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending,
그렇대요.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
네, 이게 그렇대요.
Stanley was happy.
지겨워.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that
그렇대요.
would forever
잠깐만 기다려봐요. 자, 여러분, 한 패리 마쳤습니다. 짜잔. 다시 하도록 할게요. 이 이야기는 스탠리 님지입니다. 뭔 앞에서 이거 이거 이상한데요? 이거 안배가 이상한데요? 일단 제가 캐릭터를 움직이고
all of his
있습니다.
co-workers were gone.
모든 능력들이 쓰러지군요.
Stanley decided
과연
to go to
어떻게
the
된
meeting room.
일이기요?
Perhaps he had simply missed the
스탠리는
memo.
회의실로 기기로. 아, 이거 글자가 너무 커서 그런 것 같은데? 영상? 뒤로. 어디에 가든 오디오는 아닐 거 아니야. 그냥 할까요? 어디 간다고요? 영상 편집실로 간다고 했나?
When Stanley came to a set of two
스탠리의
open books, this
열린
was
문
not
두
the
개에
correct way to
도착했을
the
때는
meeting
그는
room,
왼쪽
and
문으로
Stanley knew it
들어갔대요.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
난
just to admire it.
자막 나오기 전에 출발했는데. 어떡하지? 어떡하지? 문이 안 열리는데? 안돼! 망했어!
Yes, truly
아,
a
그래요.
room worth
감탄이 절로
admiring.
나오는 방이죠.
But eager to
이
get back to business, Stanley took
완벽하고
the first
아름다운
open door on
장소에서
his
잠깐
left.
시간을 보내려고 빠져나온 곳은 참으로 가치 있는 결정이었습니다. 하지만
Stanley was so
업무를
bad at following
스탠리는
directions, it's
지시를
incredible he
잘
wasn't
따르지
5 years
못했습니다.
ago.
몇 년 전에 질리지 않는 게 신기할 정도였죠.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten
이봐요,
off on the wrong
스탠리.
foot here.
우리 관계가
I'm not
처음부터
your
떨어졌던
enemy,
것
really, I'm
같군요.
not. I
난
realize that investing in
당신이
your
적이
trust in
아니에요.
someone else could
정말로
be
아니라고요.
difficult, but the fact is that
누군가에게
the
믿음을
story has
지내는 게
been about
어렵다는
nothing
건
but
알지만 이
you
모든
all this
이야기는 항상
time.
당신에게 초점이
There's
맞춰져
someone you've been neglecting,
있었다니까요.
Stanley.
당신이
Someone you've forgotten
무사해왔고
about. Please,
기억에서
stop
잊혀지기는
trying to make every decision by
누군가가
yourself. I'm
있답니다.
not asking for me.
제발이니 지금 절 위해서가 아니라 그녀를 위해 부탁하는
This
거예요.
is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem
이곳이요,
yourself.
스탠리.
To put
만회할
your work
기회입니다.
aside.
당신의
To
일은
let her
치워두고
back
그녀를
into your
되찾으세요.
life. She's been waiting.
그녀는 쭉 기다렸어요. 어머 깜짝이야.
That's her, Stanley.
그녀의
You need to be the one
스탠리.
to do this.
그녀에게 손을
To reach
뻗으려면
out to
당신이
her.
이걸 해내야 돼요.
If you can truly
당신이
place
진실로
your
다른
faith
사람을
in
믿을 수
another,
있다면 전화를 받으세요.
Then pick up the phone.
어떻게 받는 건데? 여보세요?
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
스탠리 당신인가요? 잠깐만 있어봐요. 자기 기다리게 해서 미안해요. 지금 5분만 좋아요. 다 됐군요. 그럼 이제 들어와서 당신의 하루 일과를 전부 말해줘요. 깜짝이야.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
내 화면 움직이게 해주던지. 됐다. 야 왔어.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
죽음에 대한 이야기라는데. 4.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow.
스탠리는 무척이나 지루한 사람입니다. 그는 그에게 어떤 것도 요구하지 않는 일을 하고 있었어요. 그가 누르는 모든 버튼은 그의 삶이 얼마나 하찮은지.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly
끌어보세요.
what
자기
he's told
명령받은
to
그대로
do.
버튼을
Now
누르고
he's
있는
pushing a
그를요.
button.
이제 그는
Now
버튼을
he's
누르고
eating
있죠.
lunch.
이제 그는
Now
점심을 먹고
he's
있어요. 이제
going
퇴근해요. 이제
home.
그는 다시
He's
작업으로
coming back to
돌아와요.
work.
직업으로 돌아와요.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
고탭 안 눌러 안 눌러.
But in his mind,
하지만 그의
in
생각
his mind, he can
속에
go on fantastic adventures.
생각 속에
From behind
이
his
그의
desk,
생각은
Stanley
말이야.
dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown,
굉장한 섬을 찾는
fantastic
꿈을 꿨대요.
discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
아무 일도 일어나지 않았던 걸 깨달았대요.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
TV
First, he
어딘
imagined
TV를
that one
보라는
day
거야?
while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and
잠깐 기다려봐. 이거 아무리 봐도 글자가 너무 잘리는 것 같은데? 안 나왔네. 다시 시작합니다 눌렀어.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
아니
Just a matter of
이거를
time.
다시 해야 되잖아.
When
이번엔
Stanley
이쪽
came
방으로
to a
가보자.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
물론
Feeling
여기에도
a
아무도
wave of
없었다니요.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
오,
Hoping he
이번엔
might come into a
위층으로
staircase,
올라가라니?
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
굉장히 고급져요.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley
매니저
was once
사무실에
again
들어간
stunned to discover not an
스탠리는
indication
사람
of
흔적을
any
찾을 수
human life. Shocked,
써서 놀라고
Stanley
말았대요.
wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
어둠의 비밀이
What dark
숨겨져
secret was
있는지
being held from
궁금했대요.
him. What he could not have known was that the
사장의
keypad
책상
behind the boss's
뒤편에
desk
번호
guarded
핀이
the terrible truth that his boss had been
끔찍한
keeping
사실을
from
지키고
him.
있었던 사실을
And so the
스탠리는
boss had
꿈에도
assigned
몰랐대요.
it an extra secret
2845,
number.
2845, 2845, 2845, 2845, 2845, 2845, 2845, 2845,
But of course, Stanley couldn't
2845,
possibly have known this.
2845, 2845, 2845. 여기도 치는 거네. 2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
어디가 열렸는데? 오, 여기가 열렸구만. 여기 뭐 하는 곳일까나? 와우.
Descending deeper into the building,
건물 아래로
Stanley
깊숙이
realized he
내려가면서
felt a bit
스탠리는
peculiar.
약간
It
기묘한
was a
느낌을
stirring of
받았습니다.
emotion in his
이건
chest,
그의 가슴
as though he
속에서
felt more
핑클대는
free to
감정으로
think for
마치
himself,
그가 좀 더
to
자유롭게
question the
자신을
nature
위해
of his
생각할
job.
듯
Why did he feel
자신의
this
직업의
now,
본질에
when
대해
for
생각을
years
했대요.
it had
왜
never
그가 이제
occurred
와서
to
그
him?
감정을 느끼는 걸까?
This
이때까지 한
question
번도 일어난 적이
would not
없었는데
go
이 질문에
unanswered
대한
for
의문은
long.
오래가지 않았습니다. 자막이 좀 잘리더라도 대충 이해해주세요, 여러분.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the
스탠리는
large
앞으로
door
곧장
that read Mind Control Facility.
글이 적힌 대로 행동을 했나봐요. 뭐 드리고 오는데 자막이 계속 살아서.
The lights rose on an enormous room
텔레비전
packed
화면으로
with
가득
television
찬
screens.
거대한
What
방이
horrible
보시죠.
secret did this place
어떤
hold?
끔찍한 비밀이
Stanley
이
thought to
장소에
himself.
간직되어 있을까요?
Did he have the
스탠리는
strength to find
생각했어요. 그가
out?
이것을 알아낼 수 있을까요? 이 종이는 클릭 못하나? 일단 이쪽으로 가야 될 것 같아요.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Oh,
Their
oh,
true
눈 아파.
nature
어이, 눈
revealed.
아파.
Each
어이,
bore the number of
어이,
an
눈 아파.
employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
1대 100이래. 1대 100! 저는 2번을 선택하겠습니다. 아, 여기 또 있구만.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible
너무
to
끔찍해서
believe it
믿을 수가
couldn't be
없었대요.
true.
이건
Had
사실일
Stanley
리가
really been under
없었대요.
someone's control
정말로
all this
스탠리는
time?
그동안
Was
누군가에게
this the only reason he was
조종당했을까요?
happy with his boring
스탠리는
job?
그
That
지루한
his
일에
emotions had been
행복감을 느낄
manipulated to
모시기?
accept it blindly? No. He
아니?
refused to believe it. He
아니?
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Never.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly
Impossible?
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Blind to the
But here
wall.
was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
행복,
labeled with
슬픔,
emotions.
만족.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working.
이건
All
뭐
of it
누르는 거
monitored
아니야?
and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink
뭔가
in,
눌리니?
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again
어쨌든
exert
계속
its
간섭을
terrible
당했었나
power
봐요.
over another
이쪽으로
human
한번
life.
가볼까요?
For he would dismantle the controls once and for
여기 누가
all.
봐도 눌러야 될 것 같은 버튼이 있지만 눌리지 않네요. 아, 여기 5번이 있니? 5번은 뭐지? 1번, 2번, 3번, 4번을 누르고 5번을 눌러야 되는 건가? 1번부터 찾아보죠. 여기 3번이 있네요. 저기가 4번. 여기 1번. 1번. 1번 눌렀더니 여기 뭐가 떴어요. 2번이 어딨지, 2번? 아, 2번이 바로 옆에 있네요. 2번. 3번이 여기 3번 여기 4번 그리고 마지막에 5번. 뭐 손이라도 보였으면 좋겠다. 아무것도 안 보이니? 마인크래프트 F1 1번 누르고 다니는 것 같아. 그리고 5번. 뭐야, 문이 벌써 열려있었니?
And when at last he found the source of the room's... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
누르면 안
After they
됐어요?
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
모든
eliminating the
시설을
entire
제거하게 돼
complex.
있대요.
How long until detonation then? Let's say
이제 터질 거예요.
2 minutes.
난
Now this is
죽으려나요?
making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your
문이 안
story now.
열렸어요.
Shape it to your heart's desires.
어디로
this
가야
is much
하죠?
better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments
Oh my
until
God.
the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
제가
More time to talk
잘못했어요.
about you, about me,
오프할게요.
where we're going.
저에게
What all
기회를
this means, I
주세요.
barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing
앞으로
everyone inside,
살아갈게요.
or I let it burn to a
미안해요.
crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
결과가
But I'm
이렇다니.
sure whatever I come up
왜
with on the
빨간색
next
누르는
go
거 아니야?
around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm
Oh my
enjoying
God,
this
oh
so
my
much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley.
뭔가
Time
방법이
doesn't
있을
grow
거야.
on trees.
어,
Oh dear me, what's the
여기가
matter,
2번이야.
Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
2번에 무슨
Or did
문제가
you
있는
just
건가?
assume when you saw that
2번,
timer
2번,
that something in this
2번.
room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on
Oh my God,
every
내가
little thing
뭘
in this
계속
room.
누르는지 어떻게 아는
These
거지?
numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save
아, 어떻게 하는 거지?
would you
이거
say
음성
that,
지원이
Stanley?
되나?
That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a
색깔을
tragedy.
맞춰야 되는 건가?
It's a tragedy.
Oh my
You
God, oh
wanted
my
to
God.
control this world, that's fine. But I'm
아니요,
going to
조준하고
destroy
싶지
it
않아요.
first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go another choice.
427
Make it count
427
or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the
제발
journey. And believe
제발,
me, I will
제발.
be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say
어디 있어야
happily ever
그나마 살 수 있다. 이걸 또 처음부터 하라고? 오마이갓! 다음에 다시 해야겠다.